It all started with a total lack of plan.
This government don't really have a plan.
Labor doesn't have an economic plan.
This government don't have a plan.
They have no economic plan.
What?
But Albo crushed the prop-based gags around this.
We have an agenda for the next term that compares with the government's agenda that looks like that. It's a blank sheet of paper.
And after boasting how many hours he's worked,
Have a look. When was the last time I had a day off?
we saw his overworked brain implode in real time.
Do you know the official cash rate off the top of your head?
What's the national unemployment rate?
I think it's 5.4. Sorry. I'm not sure what it is.
Yeah, people noticed.
He didn't miss it by that much. He missed it by that much.
Cue press pack feeding frenzy.
The Prime Minister says you've got no idea.
Can you understand the criticism that you may have lost all credibility on these issues now?
Can you promise Australians that you are across the details of the economy, or are you out of your depth?
So Albanese naturally channeled Tay-Tay.
Here's a Taylor Swift comment for you. Shake it off.
But frankly, Morrison had the fresher rhymes.
This is a tough job, and it won't be easy under Albanese.
On Tuesday, I noticed that Morrison is just like us when visiting factories. We ask lame questions.
How are you going with your health and safety? So how's your pipeline of work? This is where the magic happens.
We also pretend like we know what we're looking at, when we clearly don't.
That is a serious piece of equipment. Yeah. It's like a pretty heavy lid. Yeah, I like that one. It's very light. This coating, this is a spec requirement. These things are not cheap. That is a handy tool.
Wednesday got weird when Pauline Hanson announced a marquee signing in conspiracy theory enthusiast George Christensen.
One Nation is questioning man-made climate change.
And while Albanese addressed his party faithful, Morrison visited, more factories.
So all woven here in Australia.
Oh, and Peter Dutton was clearly considering using a death ray to end it all. Don't do it, Peter. Yesterday saw the old switcheroo. 'Twas Albo's turn to fawn in a factory.
Yeah. The size, it always amazes me.
And the PM was just in it for the free scones.
They look good.
Check it out, I spotted an Easter Greg Hunt. Huh? I mean, it has nothing to do with the campaign, but I felt like it was a good joke.
All right.
Today was all about Easter, of course, with Albo paying respects to the big guy.
Jesus Christ.
No, I meant Tony Abbott. And Morrison also did the Easter thing with local MP Gladys what is her name again?
Oh, you're Gladys. Yes, okay. No, the MP. I was elected in 2019. Whatever you say. Yeah. Lovely to see you.
What a thrilling 5 days. Maybe next week Albo won't phone it in again, eh?
Michael King, you are not getting any Easter eggs from Greg Hunt. Barry Cassidy, was this maybe the week that Albanese lost the election?
No, not at all. Because I would say that for this reason, that one gaffe, as serious as it was and as damaging as it was, doesn't wash away all the other issues.
What was one?
Okay, there was one that was significantly worse than the others. But I would say that, to suggest that that's going to wash away climate change and integrity in politics and all the issues around women and all of the attacks on Morrison internally within the Liberal Party. Look, people have had a look at 3 years of politics. That's what they'll be voting on, not a single issue.
Isn't there, though, a problem for Albanese? There's been this whole question about whether Australians actually know him. And this maybe is the first opportunity for a lot of people that are going to vote to look at this guy and consider whether he's fit to be PM. The thing they've seen is him not knowing the unemployment rate.
Yeah, and it's damaging. But by the end of the week, things started to flip. I was quite impressed with the words of a former New South Wales Supreme Court judge in the Nine newspapers this morning, when he said that a memory blank is one thing, but a policy blank around something like integrity is far worse because it affects democracy. Look, people are screaming out for changes around the way that politics operates. They're sick of the dishonesty and the lies, and they're sick of the broken promises and the borderline corruption, right? And there's only really one structure in town that attempts to address that, and that's the federal ICAC. And I think when Scott Morrison walked away from that this week, then that flipped the debate, I think. And by later in the week, you'd only have to, I think, go to some of those Liberals who have been challenged by the independents around the country and see how they feel about how firm Scott Morrison was by saying that there'd be no federal ICAC. I think that significantly improves the chances for the independents.
Will Albanese have to step up now just to prove that that was a bit of a one-off, or what do the next few weeks look like?
Yeah, I'm not suggesting that he wasn't damaged by this, and he's got a lot of work to do. He's got to rebuild credibility around the economy. And so that's going to be a real effort now, and for them in the campaign, and a real challenge.